Chapter 13:05. Vajra Thought. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. This Vajra Thought immortal goo was fist-sized. It looked like a translucent glass, shining with golden lights. It looked very appealing. Fang Yuan held it in his hands. It was heavy, as if he was holding a piece of gold. The process of changing owners was very fast. When Fang Yuan refined this Vajra Thought immortal goo successfully, Wu Yubo's will said goodbye and flew away. Obtaining a rank 6 immortal goo like this, Fang Yuan was not surprised. Because he had merit. Fang Yuan saved Wu Yubo. It was a huge merit in Wu Clan. Even though he broke the rules and Wu Clan lost face, they preserved a precious rank 7 battle strength. Evidently, his merit surpassed the problems he caused. Even though Wu Yong punished Fang Yuan understood why. This was the righteous path. They had to do it on the surface. Wu Clan had to reward Fang Yuan, but Wu Yong could not do it himself. Once he did, the political implications would be different. If it were found out, others would use it to attack his reputation. Thus, Wu Yubo's will had to do it. This Vajra Thought immortal goo was supposedly Wu Yubo's personal gift to Fang Yuan, but it was actually Wu Clan paying for it. There had to be this middleman. It was the righteous path's way. Another immortal goo. Fang Yuan smiled bitterly. Ordinary goo immortals might be happy, but to Fang Yuan, the implications were different. He had too many immortal goo. The burden was huge. But Vajra Thought immortal goo is a wisdom path immortal goo. I can use it to make up for some of my weaknesses. Fang Yuan did not lack wisdom path attainment level. He lacked wisdom path immortal goo. In the past, he only had attitude goo and unravel mystery goo, but now he had affection. Goo and Vajra Thought goo. 4 wisdom path. Immortal goo, this was enough. With Fang Yuan's wisdom path grandmaster attainment level, he could use them well. Fang Yuan instilled red date immortal essence, attempting to activate this Vajra Thought immortal goo. Immediately, golden thoughts appeared in his mind. These thoughts were small and exquisite. They shined with a metallic luster, giving off a tough feeling. When the thoughts collided, they created clanking sounds. Fang Yuan tried to use these newly produced Vajra thoughts to deduce. But he found that these Vajra thoughts were not good at thinking. The thoughts were hard to fuse. They often broke apart. Fang Yuan thought as expected. He was not surprised. Vajra Thought immortal goo itself was not good for thinking. It excelled in fighting. Fang Yuan mobilized these Vajra thoughts in his mind. These thoughts were small and exquisite. When they left his mind, they expanded in the outside world, becoming fist-sized golden balls. There was bright light shining on their crystal-like surface. Fang Yuan sat on a cushion. Hundreds of Vajra thoughts were floating around him. At once, golden light shined and gave him an extraordinary air. At his will, a Vajra thought flew out. Swoosh! It was very fast. Thoughts moved rapidly to begin with. Thoughts moved faster than light in one's mind. When the Vajra thought was in the outside world, it was not as fast as in the mind, but it was still rapid. This speed is half of Sword Escape immortal goo. Fang Yuan's eyes twitched. He was satisfied with this speed. Sword Escape was a rank 7 immortal goo, and one with great speed. Vajra Thought immortal goo was only rank 6, but the Vajra thoughts could have half of Sword Escape speed. Of course, for immortal goo like Vajra Thought, even if it was raised to rank 7 or 8, the quality of the Vajra thoughts produced would not change. Only the quantity would vary. In theory, mortal Vajra Thought goo could produce Vajra thoughts no different from those produced by the immortal goo. The difference was the quantity. Rank 5 mortal Vajra Thought goo could produce 100 Vajra thoughts at once, but Vajra Thought immortal goo could produce thousands or even tens of thousands of Vajra thoughts at once. Then what was the power of one Vajra thought? Fang Yuan aimed at a tile on the ground and shot out the Vajra thought. Bam! The Vajra thought created a trail of golden light as it crashed into the tile, drilling deep underground. Fang Yuan nodded. The power was decent. This place was a mortal goo house. The defensive power was too weak for goo immortals, but it was not useless. The power of the Vajra thought made Fang Yuan think of bullets from Earth, but it was much larger than bullets. One use of Vajra thought immortal goo can create thousands of Vajra thoughts. If they are all shot out together, it is quite a sight. Wait a second. A flash of inspiration appeared in Fang Yuan's mind. He thought of two goo immortals. One was Dongfang Changfan, the other was Yelui Kunxing. The former had an immortal killer move called Myriad Star Fireflies. The latter also had an immortal killer move. It used star fragments as the core. The longer he fought, the stronger he became. I have Vajra thought immortal goo. Why don't I imitate Myriad Star Fireflies and create an immortal killer move? Fang Yuan considered it. Intuition from his wisdom path. Grandmaster attainment told him that this would not be tough. Thus, Fang Yuan stopped activating Vajra thought immortal goo. He pondered and began to deduce the immortal killer move. He was imitating Myriad Star Fireflies, using Vajra thought immortal goo as the core. Ops. The process was smooth. There was little difficulty. It all went according to Fang Yuan's intuition. An hour later, this immortal killer movie was half complete. A day and a night later, Fang Yuan turned into a divination tortoise to deduce it without rest, finally obtaining the complete immortal killer move. Fang Yuan did not name this immortal killer move because he had a new inspiration. Just this immortal killer move with rank 6 Vajra thought immortal goo, as the core is not powerful enough. Maybe I can use divination tortoise transformation to modify this immortal killer move and raise its strength. This modification would not be easy. Even though he had Grandmaster Wisdom Path and Transformation Path attainment level, combining the two paths would not be an easy task. The modification took a long time, but Fang Yuan was not anxious. The outside situation was quite calm now. Even though Shadow Sect was around, in Heavenly Court and Longevity Heaven were pursuing him. As long as he used the Dream Realm, Fang Yuan's foundation would continue to grow rapidly. Undeniably, with Reverse Flow Protection Seal, his confidence had risen greatly. 3 days later, the modification of the killer move was not done. He was only at 30%. But Wu Yong had summoned Wu Yihai. In the hall, the two brothers talked. Wu Yong told Fang Yuan, if he was not happy with Vajra thought immortal goo, he could choose a rank 6 immortal goo from the clan's treasury and exchange it. The reason was, after Fang Yuan accepted Vajra thought immortal goo, he did not make a move. Wu Yong thought that Fang Yuan was alone immortal and did not know how the righteous path worked. He might have really assumed that it was a gift from Wu Yubo. This would not do. Wu Yong summoned Fang Yuan and hinted to him that this Vajra thought immortal goo was all because of this elder brother's efforts. And using the excuse of exchanging goo, he expressed goodwill to Fang Yuan. He did not know that Fang Yuan understood the entire situation. He was just pretending to be unaware. It seems that Wu clan is in trouble now. Because they lack goo immortals, Wu Yong wants to make use of me. Fang Yuan immediately understood Wu Yong's intention. Fang Yuan did not want to interfere in Wu clan's matters. But recently, many super forces were cooperating to emit pressure on Wu clan subtly. There were many problems. Wu Yong was busy dealing with all of them. And over at the giant dream realm, Ba clan was leading the goo immortals in giving trouble to Wu clan. Originally, Wu Yong wanted to send Fang Yuan there, but Ba clan was creating problems. The pressure at the super goo formation was increasing. To play safe, Wu Yong did not want to change people now. Thus, Fang Yuan's plan of going to the super goo formation was stalled. Thank you for the concern, brother. I would like to take a look at the inner treasury as well. Fang Yuan had created an immortal killer move using Vajra thought immortal goo, but he still wanted to look at the immortal goo inside the inner treasury. Last time he had chosen immortal goo from the outer treasury, the immortal goo inside the inner treasury were much better and had greater value. As the #1 force of southern border, Fang Yuan was excited about what was inside Wu clan's inner treasury. There were few immortal goo in the inner treasury, but they were all the best of the best. But Fang Yuan had too many immortal goo now. He mainly wanted to probe Wu clan's foundation and gain more information about them.